Shalom, shalom. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter, the whole purpose why we're on this planet, right? This will be specifically or addressed to us men, to us brothers, right? Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right. So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Kakadash. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, right? So I want to go into some real quick, right? So when we see the word shall, right, a lot of people don't understand that the word shall is a commandment, okay? So I'm going to just get like right into it, okay? When we get into the word shall, so every time you see the word shall in the scriptures, right, shall or shout, that is a commandment, okay? Right? To happen, to come to pass, right? To become. That's a commandment. I just wanted to just make that be known before, I get too deep into it. Because like I said, this is for the men, right? Because here in Babylon, us men, we have become weak, right? Matter of fact, the heathen nations, they call the I'll say so-called black women, they call them hyenas. And people think, oh, it's because they loud and they this and they this. Well, no, they call them hyenas because it's ass backwards. It's backwards. The hyena, the male, is the one with the vagina. Meaning the male is the one acting like a woman. That's how it is here in Babylon. You got the men walking around with purses, carrying purses, got them on their body. You tell them it's a purse, though, it's a satchel. No, it's a crossbody. No, you carrying a purse and your jeans tighter than your woman's, right? So everything backwards, right? You got the so-called black woman working 50, 60 hours a week while the man at home, either not working, raising the children, doing a part-time job, etc. It's all backwards. It's backwards, right? And our women are the only ones who literally go around saying and singing and making songs and all that they don't need a man. It's backwards. That's why heathen nations mock us. Anyway, so back to the topic for the men, right? And this is what I'm getting into. We have to have the perfect balance. Yes, we supposed to be, teaching, delivering his word, whether if you a servant, disciple, prophet, etc. But with knowledge comes wisdom, right? And with wisdom comes understanding. The Most High is all about balance, right? He's just, right? He's all about balance. We can't say we have faith, but don't have any works. That's physically and spiritually, right? That's a parable. Yeah, we got to have the works as in doing what I just stated, but you also a man, dog. You got to man up and work. Get up. Take care of the household. Lead your family. Lead your children. The men here have become weak. They're slothful. That's what the scriptures say. But we're going to get into it, right? Matter of fact, look, I wasn't even going to cover verse 12. Look at verse 12, Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end. Going to half-price books or Barnes & Noble, it's no ends. Anybody can write a book now. And much study is weariness of the flesh. So, yes, you can overstudy. Yes, we have daily bread, of course. But you can overstudy, right? With much wisdom comes much sorrow. You got to have the perfect balance, right? Matter of fact, let's get that. I think that's Proverbs 11. Right there, right? Verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. You have to have you have to work that out yourself, right? Right? Each man, right? Work out his own salvation. You have to find a perfect balance between your physical work, leading your household, right? I'm speaking, when I say physical, I'm speaking worldly now, right? You have to have the perfect balance. I got to work this many hours. I got to pay the rent. I got to pay the mortgage. I got to do the car note. I got to do this. I got to, go on a date with my wife. I got to do this for my child and for my children. I got to do this. You got to have a perfect balance. You know how much you can take on and how much you can't. But also you have to do what? You have to deliver and teach this word for the Most High, right? Because the whole duty of man Let me get back to that, right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 12 and 13, right? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, right? So the men here have become weak. There's going to be various topics. So sometimes there's lessons within lessons, right? So there we are. So matter of fact, fear. I want to focus on that word fear, right? Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. What's one of his commandments? All right. We'll just Exodus example, right? Right. Look, Exodus 9, right? Exodus chapter 20, verse 9. 6 days shout. Remember I said the word shall and shout? That's a commandment. That's what that means. So if you fearing the Most High and you keeping his commandments, if he telling you, nigga, you need to quit being lazy and get up and do the work, then you need to do it. That's exactly what that means, right? Now, you know your own balance because each man, you got your own kingdom, right? I've ran into this too much here lately because everything is hitting the fan in Babylon, like the prophecy states, but a prudent man gonna foreseeth evil. That's a commandment. We're supposed to be vigilant, looking ahead, and we're supposed to be AKA prepared. That was a commandment. We're gonna get into that. The Most High commanded us to be prepared. Right? Like he commanded Noah. Noah didn't went like, well, yeah, I mean, I got it. Noah wasn't making excuses. Well, no, I ain't have no more wood. Well, no, I went to the Home Depot. They ain't have no more wood. Okay, well, did you go to Lowe's? Did you go to any other little department store? Did you go outside? Like, no man should have to tell another man, right? And I'm talking to the men because it's a whole bunch of, I'm seeing this a lot with personal family members, Akims, people I come across on the street, because times are hard. And I ask the men, I always have to ask them 3, 4, 5 different questions like, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you, almost as if, like the scriptures say, we've become like children. Like, yo, you have to do what you have to do to get it. But guess what? If we were keeping the commandments of the Most High, like he states, we would be and would have been prepared. We would have been prudent, right? So I just want to show that on that shout word on Exodus 20. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Now, every time the Most High, right, how about Shem Shah, every time the Lord opened his mouth, he spoke in a parable, meaning he means physically and spiritually. So he talking about doing the work, right? Doing the works, faith without works is dead, keeping the law. If you're a priest, etc., if you're a prophet, etc., you got your work to do for the Most High. But hold on, you also got your work to do for your own house. Because he said, if any man provide not for his own, especially those of his own house, he's worse than an infidel. Meaning, you worse than somebody who is an atheist. That's what the Most High saying. Like, what? So you just standing outside teaching for 20 straight hours and you didn't go to work at all? Well, how the bill gonna get paid? We also have to use wisdom, okay? And I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to several prophets how they had to do that, right? Because remember, the prophets are also found without no guile, without no fault. It's all wiped, right? As a matter of fact, Tobit, I'm gonna get to that as well. Tobit was working during slavery just like we are right now. They had to pay the bills, right? And we're gonna get to that when Tobit, I'm paraphrasing, but when Tobit had the stuff going with his eye, what happened? His wife, Anna, went to work for him. The bill still had to be paid, homie. The bill is still due. Right? So you still got to have the faith. Okay, well, yeah, we good. But guess what? He said, man, my wife Anna did woman's works too. She got up and, I know your boss. Yeah, I'm going to just go over there and be like, hey, look, man, we still got to eat. We got, light bill due, rent due, this due. Like, nah, I got him. And when Toby got back healthy, he went back to work. His wife took her butt back home. Okay? So this to the men, because I've run across this too many times. I get it. I done been there, done that. You might lose your job. You be on unemployment. You do this. But we don't faint. We don't want to tap out. Right? That ain't manly. We learned that here in Babylon. That's for the weak. We don't do that. We don't tap out. We don't, sit down and be crying every single day. Look, don't, all that Babylon stuff they doing now, don't buy into that. Soft man era and all. Don't buy into that. All right? It's okay to cry. You get in a car accident and you fracture your fibula or break your hip. Of course you're going to cry. That ain't what I'm talking about. Take the meat out of what I'm saying. All right? Matter of fact, let me just get right to that. Right? Because Noah, for example, this is a perfect example. Yes, we got to have faith, etc. Right? Look at this. I'm going to just get straight to it. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7. Right? By faith, Noah, being warned of Yahweh of things not seen as yet. That goes with Proverbs. A prudent man foreseeth evil, right? You would say he was a prophet, or they use the word he was vigilant, or he was a seer. Not how these witches here in Babylon say, I'm a seer and all that. No. The disciples, the prophets and all that were called watchmen. They were vigilant. They were seers. That's what they called them. So this is the same for Noah. He was warned by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah of things not seen as yet. He moved with fear. So I'm going to pause there because there's some things going on in the world. Actually, it's prophecies going on in the world right now, right? If you of the elect, if the Most High dealing with you, the scriptures say this stuff that's coming upon earth is not going to take us by surprise. He ain't say we weren't going to see something and be like, oh, dang. Like, you ain't going to be a little shaken up, right? When the bombs drop and all that. But none of this stuff that's going on, these bombs and all that stuff that they doing over there in Lebanon and Turkey, I think they just joined the war as well, and Israel and Iran. This is not a shocker to us because we foresaw it. It's in the scriptures. We foresee and we saw it's in the scriptures of the dollar crashing, of all the food and the water going up, of the power going out. It's going to be 2 more hurricanes that's going to hit Florida. Everybody down there was thinking, right? I'll say the Edomites, I'll speak for that, the ones I've talked to. They was thinking, oh, it's just a rainstorm coming. And I just shook my head like, no, y'all got a major hurricane finna land next week. I told them this last week. And I just shook my head like, no, yeah, it's coming. Because we've already seen it. And it's another one coming right after that. So when we foresee these things, the scriptures say we're supposed to prepare like Noah did. Look, he got the faith from the Most High, but let me keep reading. Right? Verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of Yahweh of things not yet seen, right? Not seen as of yet, moved with fear. He moved with fear, not in fear. That's 2 different things. He prepared an ark to the saving of his house. So keep in mind that's a parable. Right now, of course, we're doing the spiritual ark, right? But that's also physically and spiritually. Meaning, if Noah didn't get off his butt, like how the lazy men are here today, and do the works, you think, the Most High said, I got faith, I'm gonna be good. That's what he said. Yeah, but nigga, he also gave you a commandment. Get up, get off your butt, do better for yourself. Go work, go get it. Put on your jeans. Put a belt on, lace up your boots, and go get it. That's the type of men we've always been. Get up off your butt and go get it. Like, the only time I'll get personal for a minute, the only time I've seen my daddy take off work is when he was hospitalized. That's it. He had a cold, he had a flu. Man, my daddy was at work. Like, I understand we in Babylon, right? And this for the whole, like I said, this for the Akim. But yo, gird up your loins, right? We don't be begging and asked to be taken out, and the Most High hates me, and I don't want to be here. Man, that's weak. Even if some of the prophets said that before and was asked the Most High that before, what did he always tell them? Nah, gird up your loins. Quit being weak. I ain't gonna put more on you than what you can bear. Stop being weak. Right? But what I'm saying now, it sounds harsh to a lot of men and a lot of brothers, a lot of Akim right now, because a lot of us, I understand, it's Babylon. We grew up without fathers in the house. We was raised by women. So we were raised to be adults, not raised to be men. Your father can take that boy and make him a man. Your mama can only take that boy and make him an adult. He turns 18, he's 21. She can just adult things. She can't make him be a man. Right? So with that being said, you see Noah, he moved with fear. He did the works. He had faith and works, but he still worked, but he was still doing what? Teaching for the Most High. but he still had to work, man. All right. So I wanted to show that, but I'm going to keep going. Matter of fact, let's get there. Let me stay in the New Testament. Let me go to James real quick, right? Because James was covering the same thing, right? He covering the same thing. I'll just get straight to it, right? James chapter 2, verse 18. I'm just get straight to it. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith. So a man might say, man, I got faith and I have works. Show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by my works. Because you got to have faith and works. But by doing the works, that's physically and spiritually, with the perfect balance, take the meat out of everything I'm putting together. Doing the work physically and spiritually, meaning your work here on this earth, right? Your work for the Most High, your work with, leading your household, raising your children, teaching them, etc. You also got to work for the Most High, but that's both ways. By doing all of that to the Most High, you showing me your faith. The Most High is about actions, homie. Okay, I see your faith. You're not being slothful. You accepting reproof. You accepting the guidance and the counsel that I have passed down and given to you. Because we get counsel from the Most High through our brothers and sisters, right? Or through our brothers. I'm speaking as if women are listening too, but it's through our brothers. You get it from the men of Israel, long story short. That's how you get it. And if some of them foresee it, what's coming, we gotta be prudent enough to take that knowledge and apply it. Hey, right, perfect example. I love to use myself as an example. Hey, Ox, say you might want to move from right over here and do this. Wow, what's going on? Meaning, yeah, let me know. And if with discernment, if you know that brother righteous, like, okay, he saw something. Got you. Bet. That's how we hear it. The Most High not finna come down here and hey, yeah, young man, I need you to go ahead and do this and fly over here and do. Nah, he ain't got time to do all that. He passes it down through our Akims, right? So, faith and works, meaning you got to do both. Don't be slothful. Matter of fact, he tells us don't be slothful in business. And the business, once we go into that in the Hebrew, he's talking about these works for this faith in this truth, but also what? It's a parable. Also what? Bro, dude, don't be, you got an assignment due tomorrow? Do it. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Do it. Oh, I don't want to get up and work. You got a chance to work overtime. If you ain't tired, no broken bones, okay. Do it. Balance your own life. You can't tell another man how to run his household or his life, right? Balance that out. You got to have a perfect balance. You can't be all working 80 hours a week, but now what? Then do you got time to teach your family? You got time for the Most High? You gotta go out on the street. You got to get on YouTube. You got to get on Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, podcasts, all the different things. Spotify. You got to, whatever avenue you do it, right? Because I think that's in Romans 10, where the prophecy states we was going to use the internet and the radio. That's how the truth was going to spread to the four corners of the earth. That's in Romans. A lot of people skip over that. He said that's how the truth is going to spread to the four corners of the earth, meaning in the end times. Christianity been around. That's how you know there's lessons and lessons. That's how you know Christianity was never the truth. They never told Jews the Hebrews. All right? Let me keep going though. Right? Oh, I brought up don't be weak, like to the men. Matter of fact, let me get right into that. Look, that's the Tobit one right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to stay right here. Right? I brought that up about Tobit. Okay? Matter of fact, look, the Tobit chapter 2, right? Verse 1. I'm going to stay at verse 1. This is a cut right here to all the organizations. I'll just say that. And anybody with that false doctrine that say we're in captivity, we're not supposed to keep the law. That's false. We've been in captivities after captivities, and all the prophets and disciples and all of them kept the law. We were still under the Roman captivity, and the Lord was keeping the law. What are we talking about? Well, here's an old one for you. I'll just say right here. This is a lessons within lessons. Here we go. Tobit, chapter 2, verse 1. Now, when I was come home again, notice this Tobit. when he came home again, and my wife Anna was restored unto me, right? With my son Tobias in the feast of Pentecost, which was a holy feast of the 7 weeks. Pentecost is also called first fruits. It's also called Feast of Weeks, or some organizations might call it Feast of Lights. It's the same thing. They just change the names, or it's the same thing. Just know if you hear somebody say Feast of Weeks, Feast of Lights, Pentecost, first fruit, it's all the same thing. Okay, that's a high holy day. So we were still keeping the commandments in slavery. But let me get to the point I was talking about with Tobit, right? For time's sake, look at verse 10, okay? Right? I'll get right to verse 11. But verse 10, y'all, I'm paraphrasing so I can, go through. But Tobit had some stuff wrong with his eyes. That's what it's showing in verse 10, okay? So he couldn't see. You can call it a very severe pink eye, green and white and gunk and stuff was coming out of his eyes. Like he had his eyes like damn near closed. Does that make sense? So that's what was going on. But he had to work. He had to work. So watch what his wife Anna did. Verse 11. And my wife Anna did take woman's works too. And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave her also besides the kids. So she went to work and they paid her. She was like, "No, I got you. Yeah, I know your boss. I got you." Because who knows what you do better at work than your spouse? Same for the women here in Babylon. When you go home, don't you talk to your husband about your day at work? Oh, what you do? Oh man, I do this. I run accounting all day. Oh, I run this. I'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's the lady you complain about all day. Okay, big. Yeah, I know how to do that. What he do all day? Oh, he lay concrete and he do this. Oh yeah, he told me exactly how to do it. I done sat out there and watched him do it all day. Brought him lunch one day. Yeah, I know what he do. Who's gonna know better how to do your job than the person you pillow talking with every night? There you go. So what happened? Tobit could have just laid there. Well, I got faith. Well, I think the Lord hates me. Why is he doing this to me? Why is this and why is that? No, but what happened? Works. By his works, because his wife is in his house, by his works, he showed the Most High his faith, and they was fine by his works. Hey, we still say that water bill still due. My car insurance is still due. For example, the bill is still due for the Edomites and these other nations who've had the Hebrews in slavery. That's Joel chapter 3, right? That's Joel chapter 3. That bill is still due. You think they're going to, well, actually, this is how they thinking. That's why I say that's a Christian way of thinking, if you will. They think, oh, well, I'm saved, I'm delivered because I believe. You believe that you're going to be destroyed for what your people have done, so therefore you're saved? It don't even make sense logically. That's what we do when we are men, or when we're being slothful, because that's who I'm talking to. We're being slothful. We're not doing the work. We're not taking accounts. We're not taking the reproof. We're not moving with fear in the celestial and terrestrial, meaning in the physical and the spiritual, worldly and both ways. You gotta have that perfect balance. All right. Since I was right there in Tobit, I just want to show that. But let me go to what I was getting to. Right. I wanted to go to Ecclesiasticus. I think it's chapter 2, because the Most High warned us about being faint-hearted. Yeah, look at that. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 13. Woe. The word woe means destruction. You ever been with somebody or been around somebody and everything they touch or everywhere they go, they destroy things or destruction follows them? Think about a family member or an ex or anybody. You like, so wait, you done lived in Colorado and in Maine and in Kentucky and in Nevada. You done lived in all these places, and everywhere you go, destruction follows you, meaning you ain't got no friends left over from any one of those places. Everybody in all those different cities hate you. Or every single relationship you've been in, you've cheated. Every single relationship you've been in has been a domestic violence issue. Every single family member in your whole family hates you. It don't, even for those of us in this truth, yeah, your family gonna outlaw you. I know the prophecy, I know all that. Take the meat out of what I'm saying, right? But matter of fact, even states in the prophecy that it's gonna be one out of every it's gonna be one out of every four. Yeah, so it's gonna be one out of every four. I believe that's somewhere in Parable of the Sower. It's gonna be one out of every four anyway. Nevertheless, anyway, if everywhere you go, like it's called accountability as well. Look, lessons within lessons. We gotta, as men, we gotta hold ourselves accountable. Like, yo, get up, do something. If you begging to be taken up out of here, the Most High don't like that. And always be careful what you say and what you ask. There's power in the tongue, right? Because I done heard it's been at least 3 or 4 brothers. Well, I just want them to take me out of here. No, the Most High don't like that. He gonna tell you to gird up your loins, man up. Those that be left behind are more blessed than those that are dead. That's what the scriptures say. Why? Let me go to this verse 13. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, destruction, meaning death, destruction, everything gonna fall apart. That's what that means. For he believeth not. Now, how does the Most High know if you believe it not? That ain't just with your mind. I can tell. The Most High is the ultimate father. So those of us who are parents, you can tell, you be like, nah, I can tell if you're trying by your actions. Give me that, do that homework over again. Why? I could tell you ain't trying. I'm your daddy. I know you ain't trying. You ain't putting no effort. Or what you say when your child plays sports? Men, because that's who I'm talking to. You say, hey, Lil Junebug, come here. Yeah. Say, man, if you're going to be out here playing around on the field, get your cleats, let's go. You wasted my time. If you ain't finna be putting some effort into it, I'm finna go. That's the same thing the Most High saying. He says, destruction on him and is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. I know you believe by your actions. Therefore, shall he not be defended. The Most High got to defend you. We got to have defense. You can't just be the old school Houston Oilers run and shoot. You ain't got no defense. You got to have defense. You can't be the Dallas Cowboys from last year and the year before. You got to have a defense. You can score all the points you want. But if your defense trash, what defense wins championships, right? That's going to bring you to win. So you can't be faint-hearted. You want to tap out, right? That's what the Most High is saying. We can't do that, right? Matter of fact, let me get to one, right? Because the Most High mentioned defense. Even Christians know this prayer by heart. Everybody knows Psalms 91, right? Let me get to it. Psalms chapter 91, right? Security, right, of the one who trusts in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Security also means what? Protection. Also means what? Defense. Gotta have defense. If somebody's trying to break in your house, you have to have defense, security. You gotta have something, okay? But I'm gonna just get right to it because I ain't gonna read all of Psalms 91, but he's right on it. Right. Matter of fact, look at Psalms 91 and 10, right? Therefore shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. Remember, he told the men, he told Ezra, I'm gonna get there too, to set your house in order. This was during the end times, during Jacob's troubles. Look, we in the wilderness. America is the wilderness. Jacob's trouble is just gonna intensify, right? We're already here. So if we're prudent, I'm gonna get that too. So if we're prudent, you're gonna have these things. It's not gonna creep up on us, right? Matter of fact, he says there's nothing better in his life. He said than when you eat and drinking and be merry. I'm gonna get that too, right? Let me get to the one. Therefore, verse 10. Therefore shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh to thy dwelling. Right? Verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Faith and works, right? They shall bear thee up, so they shall bear you up in their hands unless you dash your foot against a stone. Meaning you want to beg to tap out because you ain't gonna have no defense. He said, all right, you're gonna ruin it yourself. Watch what you say. We got people, well, the Most High hates me. He does this, he that. What do you, man, say? Watch your mouth. What does a parent say to your child? They come in there talking to you all left-footed and crooked. You say, who you talking to? You better watch your mouth. I don't even know why I'm even over here. I hate being over here. Your parent might say, okay, you know what? Yeah, go in there and pack you a bag. Get out. Let's see how you gonna handle it now. You want to be taken out? You say, think I hate you? I'm going to show you I hate you. You want to act like a dog? I'm going to treat you like one. Ain't that what the parents say? So when we say things like that, because words so powerful to the Most High and it's to the Akim, because it's been a lot, right? And a lot of Akims could testify to this as well. It's been a lot because of the pressure right now here in Babylon. Everybody without jobs, without homes, without cars. I get it, right? But this also goes back to even when the Most High said, those of us who seeked him early, if you weren't on fire from the beginning, because remember, everybody was trying to be, well, oh, I'm Hebrew and this and all that, but they wasn't on fire. It was a fad. This is around about, 2015, 16, 17. It was a fad. It was cool. It was cool to know it, right? Or when they had it in movies, or when Kendrick Lamar rapped about it in 2018, it was cool that everybody kind of took their time coming into this truth. So what the scripture say in Proverbs? He said, when the calamity and when your destruction, right? And when the famines, when all this stuff come, he said, I'm going to laugh at you when all that happened, because when I called, you didn't answer. Meaning, when I first reached out to you, that's when you should have been, what they say, balls to the walls then. You should have been on fire then, but you were still worried about this other stuff, your fantasy football and all this kind of stuff. So when things hit right now, as they're hitting here in Babylon, and in Canada too, it's getting there too, but that's still Babylon. It's on the North American continent. Nevertheless, the Most High said, I'm going to laugh, or I'm not going to hear you until it get worse. Right? So that's what it's going at, right? Look at verse 14, right? Psalms 91 and 14. Remember we talked about the defense, the security, right? Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. So the Most High saying, because you set your love upon him. The first scripture we read was Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It says, the whole duty of man, right? Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. And we show our love to him by our what? Actions. And the commandments. That's a commandment we just read by him saying, don't you ask to tap out. Don't you be talking to me all left-handed. That's a commandment. Don't you tell your child that? Don't you ever raise your voice to me when you're talking to me. Don't you ever cuss at me when you're talking to me. That's a commandment. So when we do that to the Most High, this is what he's saying. Those of us who have fainted or become weak and feeble-kneed and all that, right? Because he set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I'm going to defend him. Things happen. Yes, we go through trials, tribulations, right? You lose your job. Okay, I got you. It's going to get replaced. I'm going to defend you. I'm going to deliver you. I got you. I remember when I called, you text me back. You answered the call. You left me a voicemail. You did it the first time I reached out to you. So when I first sent that angel, that messenger to you, you responded instantly. You didn't wait and take your time. This is what he's talking about. Like, who are we? The Most High like say, bro, if I call you, answer the phone. I know some Akims are like that with their wives. Like, nah, I call, say, answer the phone when I call you. I don't care if you on the toilet. The phone better be in there with you. If I call, answer the phone. Right? I get it. Because on our household, our children, our wives supposed to look up to us as if we're the Lord Yahushua. Yes. People skip right over that scripture. They skip right over that. If you're in the household, you're supposed to look up to your father, your husband, you're supposed to look up to him as if the Lord walked through the door himself and said, chicken fried steak, baked potato, and I want salmon, and bake me a cake. Thank you. They will bust their neck running to Publix or Walmart, wherever they get they'll bust their neck. But the husband come in, say, can I get this? They're going to take their time. Well, why we got to have both? And what? See, that's what he's talking about. All right. So defense, right? Defense, defend. We can't be weak. We're being weak. So it's me. We're being weak. Get up, man. Stop letting what's wrong with saying that? Right? Stop dropping your girl off at work and then you taking her car, going back home, playing PlayStation, eating your Doritos and Mountain Dew. Bro, get up, gird up your loins, like the Most High tells us. And during this time right now, pretty much, if it ain't already done, Man, this place finished. That war over there, World War III been started, but that war over there, Israel and Iran, they finna drop bombs on each other this week. The prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself from it. You can foresee that, okay, I did a study probably 3 months back, and I showed people what companies were doing the layoffs, and everybody actually shocked like 2 weeks ago. A prudent man foreseeth evil. Hey, sister, you work over at Microsoft, you work at that Google, you work at that Amazon, you work here at this, you work there at that. Yeah, they finna have layoffs like 30,000. Get up out of there. Foresee it, meaning go ahead and start applying for other places. But those who waited for it to happen until right now, what you gonna do? You didn't accept the counsel. You didn't accept none of the counsel. Right? That's why the Most High tells us, matter of fact, let me get that because I just mentioned that on Proverbs, right? And I'm gonna get the rest too because it's stored in there. Because, right? Look at Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself. See, people forget that. He foreseeth evil, but what's the second part? He hide himself from it. But the simple pass on and then you punish. Then when things hit the fan because they didn't listen, and it happens to us all in life, everything is judgment. Because you didn't listen to something that was given to you a year ago or 2 years ago. Now you're suffering the consequences or the punishment from it right now. That's how the Most High works. He's the ultimate father. Hey, stop running in the house before you trip and fall and hit something. Hey, stop running in the house before you trip and fall and hit something. What does a parent do? What? All right, I'm done telling your ass. And then your child, he skip, fall, boom. Break the coffee table. Break that on there, they got to get stitches. And what you gonna do? Are you gonna jump up and bust your butt to help him? What is the first thing Big Mama and Papa and them always used to say? Soon it happen. Get up. I ain't taking your ass to the hospital because you should have listened. I've been telling you stop doing it. Where do you think we get that spirit from? From our father, from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's why he says when all this stuff happens, and these things happen to us, somewhere along the line, I gave you counsel, I gave you reproof, I told you exactly what to do, and you didn't listen. That goes for all of us. And that's how we get wisdom. Because we learn through these things. But with gaining wisdom, the Most High tells us, like, hey, look, those who, matter of fact, I'm gonna get right into that. Right? I said some of us could see things, right? Let me stay in Proverbs. I should have stayed right there. I'm gonna stay in Proverbs 29. Right, verse 18. 17 good too. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, meaning like the disciples, the prophets, those of us out here, or some of us, remember there's teachers, there's priests, there's prophets, etc. Some of us can see things like, hey, yo, look, yeah, you might want to go ahead and leave that job. And it might not even be that the job is bad. But we could also see what the job is doing to you physically, mentally, emotionally. We might say, hey, yo, go apply to this job. Oh, go do this. And if that person, oh yeah, then here you go. 2 weeks later, now something happened, right? Or 2 years later, a year later, 5 years later, be like, bro, I told you. And especially if that brother who giving you that advice is righteous, if it's, you know, your dope fiend cousin, okay, you're going to be hesitant to that, right? But the men of the Lord, we supposed to hear. When everything hits the fan, right? Who are the first ones to receive the phone calls? We are. I can tell you that first. We the first ones. But people forget the 10 virgins, right? And the Most High, when he told Ezra and everybody else and Ezekiel and them, yo, get your house in order. He said, when you see all this stuff happening, people forget that prophecy. The Most High told us, get your house in order, right? Lean worried about their own salvation. He said, get your house in order. When all this stuff start to happen, make sure you are prepared. You ain't got time to worry and focus about people who didn't hear, right? We're going to get to that. Look at verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish, right? But he that keepeth the law, happy he is. A servant will not be corrected by words. Hey, man, you need to do this. You ever send somebody a text or a phone call, especially with dealing with women? You give them counsel, give them advice, and what's the first thing they do? You can say, hey, sister, you might not want to do this because and brothers too, because that's who I'm really talking to, the brothers. Hey, brother, you might want to do this. Or, hey, brother, did you do this? And the first thing they do is, bam, respond back without even letting it sink in. Hey, this may be the reason that this happened. This might be the reason you're going through this, or this might be the reason she left you, or this could, and they instantly respond back without doing what? Taking time to chew the meat, chew the bread. Some people listen to respond, and some people listen to gain understanding. This is what he's getting at, right? The servant will not be corrected by words, right? For though he understand, he will not answer. Okay? So a lot of times you can give people knowledge. You can give people game, right? If you will, right? But they don't, look, everybody's not going to receive it, okay? Matter of fact, let me stay right there. Let me stay right there on that topic. We're going to go to Titus. I told you there's going to be various topics I'm just bouncing through because I'm covering a lot, right? Because it's a lot. Our people are sick. That's why we're here. Our people are sick and they need help, right? So I'm covering a lot of topics, all right? Look at Titus 3 and verse 2, right? Matter of fact, I think it's 10, right? A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject. Meaning the scriptures tell us we really only have to tell you one time. But the Most High say after we tell you twice, we've you done. That ain't on you. The Most High might tell us now they need to do the work. They need to do this. They need to gird up their loins. Right? Whether if it's family, relationships, wherever, same thing. Then you that dude be beating on her, he done knocked the teeth out and all that. Yeah, man. I mean, I've been told to leave that dude. I've been told, and she still, yeah. Well, yeah. Now it's a domestic violence issue. Now she's been unalived. Dang, man. I've been told you to get rid of that car. Yeah. Carburetor gonna keep messing up, man. The water pump go out on them Dodge Rams all the time. Get rid of it. Get rid of it, bro. I'm telling you. And they don't listen. Then they call you, where you out on the side freeway? Water pump went out. Bro, what are you doing? Right? So like the men, we've become weak. We've become weak. I ran into several brothers and me and multiple brothers, right? Two heads shall agree. Multiple brothers have given the same counsel. That's how you know it's from the Lord. The same exact counsel, and they've rejected it. And during these times, remember, judgment shall start at the house of Israel, but during these times, please let's not ever forget, the Most High promised, and he made a commandment, that the elect, the 1/3, we were going to eat, drink, and be merry. Our household is. Remember Psalms 91, that was during the destruction when the nukes fall. He said, we're going to be in our chambers, in our dwelling. Right? Meaning, wherever you are, whether if you're in a tent, whether if you're living like the Book of Eli, whether if you're going to be fine. You're going to eat, drink, and be merry. You're going to be good. We ain't going to be how it's finna be here in Babylon very soon. That ain't going to be us. Right? Right? And so I just because I brought it up, I ain't going to just, read and go all through it. I just want to show it. I think it's like Proverbs chapter 1. Read all of this. It talks about the different counsels. Okay. Right. Chapter 1 to 25. But you have said not all my counsel and with none of my reproof. You wouldn't hear it. I gave you what to do. Don't be asking people what to do and how can I do when I gave you what to do. I've had several of my servants tell you. You wouldn't listen. Right. Look, verse 30. They were none of my counsel. They despised all of my reproof. Oh, well, I don't want to do that. All right, well, cool. Despise it. Right? Verse 33. But whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. They're going to be good. All right? I mean, there's several because I'm talking to the Akims, right? And then your girlfriend kick you out the house, right? Lock you out the house. Then you looking all silly. You should have did the work. She should be living with you. Like, come on, man. Like in Babylon, everything here is just backwards, right? Proverbs 13 and 18. Look at that. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instructions. Bro, what you mean you living? I've been told you to get up, at least go get a warehouse job or something. Been told you to get up and go do that. Before everybody start moving to Florida and North Carolina and South Carolina and Texas and Louisiana, before all the rents and all that went up, been told you to go get a job and go do this and get out from up under her. Because the scriptures say if a woman taking care of a man, she gonna be full of anger and much reproach. Meaning eventually that relationship will never work. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You staying at home and doing all this and your woman going to work. It might work for 5 or 10 years. It might. But it ain't gonna work a lot. And when it ends, it's gonna end terribly. Right? So anyway, that's what the Most High is saying. Poverty and shame shall be unto him that refuseth instruction. But he that regarded reproof shall be honored. So if you take it in and say, hold on, this is actually coming from a good place. Maybe this brother done been through it. Or maybe this. I'm going to go ahead and listen. Even if we don't want to. Right? It's for, like I said, it's for the men out here. Now I'm going to get to the prepared part, right? This is a commandment. During these times, no, matter of fact, let me get that in I think that's 1 Thessalonians. Right. I'm gonna go to verse 3. This is what's gonna come on. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. That's coming right here to America and to Babylon. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye brethren, he's talking to the Israelites only, to the Hebrews that were in Thessalonica, right? But you brothers, right, are not in darkness. Like, bro, we giving y'all the game. We got the spiritual powers, the understanding. It's our book, our Bible, our prophecy, our law, our commandments. They was all over there worshiping Zeus. We was worshiping Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. We was worshiping the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth. He's saying, when you see this stuff happening in a regeneration like we are now, it's not gonna take you by darkness. You're not gonna be in the dark. You know when the dollar is going to crash. You know when the power and stuff is going to go out. So why don't you have a generator? You know that you're going to need food, water, and shelter. So you're supposed to be prepared. Not doomsday stock, but we've always prepared. Noah knew the flood was coming, but he still had to be prepared. Physically and spiritually. He had the faith, cool, but the Most High always requires us to do some work, homie. He ain't no lazy man. A lot of times the Most High had us gird up your loins, put on your weapons for war, put on your gear of war and all that, right? And a lot of times we would come over the hill, come to the other top, and a whole other army laying over there dead already. Because the Most High just wanted us to what? Wake up early, do the work, train, get your swords out. He like, look over. Oh yeah, them niggas did the work. Cool, I got you. And they was dead. We didn't even have to lift up a sword. But you think we had to train? We had to wake up early? Basic train? We didn't think we had to do all that? He wanted to see you do the work. Where do you think Satan gets that from? Well, basic training. Then you got to go to AIT. Then they fly you off to Virginia. Then Quantico. Then here. Then you got to go there. Then you get chipped. Bro, we got to do the work. Right? But you, brother, we not of darkness that day should overtake you as a thief. All these prophecies that are coming to pass, right? The mark of the beast, the famine of the word, the famine of diseases and all that, like in Psalms 91. It should shock you. So you should be prepared, right? Like he told Ezra and all them, yo, you see what time it is? That's what he's telling Ezra in hood terms. Bro, you see what time it is? Yeah. Set your house in order. He said, and reprove the people, meaning you give them, what we just read in Titus, you give them counsel once or twice. After that, shut up. Keep it moving. Take care of your house. Matter of fact, let's get that after this. You are children of the light, that children of the day, we are not of night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, right? But let us watch and be sober. That's what he's getting into, right? We're not gonna be shocked by this. This shouldn't shock us. So because of all that, like he told Ezekiel, I think that's in Ezekiel 38. I brought this one out before. It's Ezekiel, or is it Isaiah? It's Ezekiel. It's Ezekiel 38, right? Right there in 7. Look, right there. Right? Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. So he's telling you, be prepared, prepare for thyself, right? Thou, meaning you, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. That's why the scriptures say it's the elect, right? The one third of Israel. He says those who hear us. I believe that's in the book of John. It says, in doing so, we shall save ourselves and those who hear us. Everybody not gonna move how we move. We all got different gifts. Those who hear us and those attached to us, meaning assembled unto thee. He's saying, prepare, dog. That's what he told Ezekiel, right? So you see, they told Ezekiel, like, yo, prepare. Matter of fact, let me get that in Ezra. We're gonna get that in Ezra right now, right? Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 9. I'm gonna just get right to it. Verse well, I just do verse 7. I didn't mean to get this one, but hey, this actually goes with it. Matter of fact, I like that. Matter of fact, let's get there. Look, 2nd Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved, this is talking about the end times. Remember what we talked about? I'm talking to the men. Faith and works, celestial and terrestrial, physical and spiritual. You need to have a perfect balance. Take the meat out of everything I'm saying. You got to have a perfect balance, because a false balance is an abomination. So that's law breaking. Balance it out right. Balance it out right. Like, let's go. Gird up your loins. Like, you need to have a perfect balance. If you've been teaching for 90 hours this week, but you only worked 5 hours, but you 3 months behind on bills, then maybe you need to teach 75 hours instead and work 25. You need to balance it out, right? You need to balance it out. Because look, even he told Ezra, so he did it for Noah, Ezra, everybody through the scriptures. We all had to have the works. Even the Lord Yahushua had to have the works. Even Matthew, Luke, Paul, all of them had to work. Even after they left their high-paying jobs, they still had to work. They were still... Anyway, let me keep going. Because there's a lot of Akims out here who not working, right? And that's a commandment, right? Not in nobody else's house, but they're the wives taking care of them. What you doing? Get off your ass. Even in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have to work. The Lord Yahushua going to have us doing stuff. We ain't going to say, oh, well, no, I don't want to do it. Can you tell Nikki to go over there and do it? What? Man, it's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. He's going to cast a lot of them out into what it says, it's outer darkness or utter darkness, whichever one it says. I'm paraphrasing. Them going to be Israelites. He said a lot of us going to sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the commandment and the going to be kept that we met Abraham in the kingdom. But then Lord Yahushua going to walk by and be like, say, Devontae, you remember me? Yeah, get up, homie. And Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, they ain't going to be able to say nothing. He going to be like, get up, yeah. Oh, out there. What? Nah, nigga, your girl took care of you the whole time, bro. Move, kick rocks. All right? Yeah, you weren't trying to work. You being slothful, lazy, laying around looking at porn all day. Nah, I'll holler at you. Right? Verse 7. Everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. You're going to escape that famine of the food by your works. Right? You ain't doomsday stocking, but what would you just read Ezekiel? Prepare. What Noah did, prepare. Okay, instead of buying 1 gram beef, get 2. Instead of buying 1 chicken tenders when you go to the store, get 2. Throw another one up there. Make it last. Beans and rice. Nobody's saying, because all them people got this stuff stock, all these heathens, they hold garage stock, they ain't going to have none of that. The scriptures also say that's going to be left for the Israelites. So prepare. We know what's coming. You know it's going to be a blackout. You know it's going to be so that don't mean go out and buy tissue and all that like these people did a few weeks ago or days ago. No. But understand the prophecies and whatever the Lord says is going to happen, it's going to happen. And we here now. All right? Escape by his works and by faith where he believed. Right? Verse 8. Shall be preserved. You know how you preserve something? What did I just say? When you go to the grocery store, you get some meat, right? You leave one out, you throw the other one in the freezer. Why are you putting the other one in the freezer? Because you're preserving it. So the Most High saying, right now, what we got right now, right? Tip the leg to 1/3, those who hear us attached, etc. We're going to be preserved. So you just, whatever you got when things hit the fan, hit the freeze button. Most High like, freeze. That's what you're going to have. But that's for those who really dealing with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? Shall be preserved from the said perils. The said perils is all the stuff that's listed. And shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's not the one I wanted, but that goes with being not being slothful, doing the work, right? I really wanted chapter 14. Right? Let's go to 14, right? Look what he told Ezra, right? Set your house in order. You still gonna do your stuff, but Ezra was a high priest. People forget that. A high priest. He was a Levite, a high priest. The Most High told him, like, yo, look, you still gonna, do XYZ, but the first thing he told him, he said, hold on, homie. Yeah, he said, set your house in order first. You spend the majority of your time, you get your house in order. You, your wife, you got 3 little children. You know how everybody like got a little emergency backpack? Like a little one-day backpack or whatever, whatever. You ain't got one for your 3 children? You ain't took care of your house first. Yeah. Do they got food, water, shelter? No? Oh, but you out here, don't worry about them. Because you had your focus on, don't worry about them. He tells us that in Ezra. He said, don't worry about all them who didn't listen. Worry about your house first. Let's get that. 2 Ezra 14 and 10. Watch this. He gonna tell Ezra, pretty much he gonna say, boy, you know what time it is? Watch. For the world had lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old. Right? Verse 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10 part. I brought this out years ago. There was a movie called Hunger Games, right? Remember when they were trapped in the woods and they came to this ocean or this lake, and that lady they thought retarded kept going tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And I think it was Katniss Everdeen understood and discovered that it's a clock. And then once they understood what time it was, once they understood literally what time it was, they was able to know where all the perils and all the judgments, they was able to know when the famine, when the diseases, when the dollar was going to crash. They was able to know when death was coming. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hide himself. So when they figured out the clock, what they do? Boom. Prepared and moved to the next one. They foreseeth evil, and what did they do? They hid themselves from it. But when the heathens, when Edomites, if you will, the white guy that was upstairs, right? I don't want to just say white, but when the Edomite guy was upstairs, he represented Satan in Babylon, right? He found out, like they doing now, that they understand who they are. They waking up. They understand time now. What he do? Had them spin the clock around to confuse them again. But they had to go off of knowledge. So when they do this famine of the word, and we all say, you're going to have to be around an Israelite, you're going to have to be around one of us who understand this word. Because you ain't going to get it from Joel Osteen on TV. You won't be able to go to church. The TVs and YouTube won't work. You're going to have to go off the knowledge that you got. And if you still calling on white Jeebus, you know zero. So what's going to happen? Destruction. This is what the Most High was telling him. He's saying, look at the time. So he's saying it's 12 parts. So, it's 12 hours on the clock. He told Ezra that, bruh, it's already past 10:30. That's during the time of Ezra. It was past 10:30. There's over 2,500 prophecies in the Bible. We rated 24 like 95 or something like that, and counting regarding her the end time. Like there's future stuff too, but we right here at the end time. So you're talking about we in the 11th hour, close to 12th, man. We almost here. So look what he told Ezra. He said, boy, it's 10:30. I said, I'm coming at 12, didn't I? He was like, nigga, what you doing? That's what he was telling them. Right? Look at verse 12. He said, and there remaining that which is after the half of the 10th part. He's saying it's an hour and a half left in this world on my time. So he's saying, now that you understand time, look at verse 13. Now, therefore, set your house in order. Ezra was a high priest. He could have said, stop, get down, go run and tell everybody in Israel right now what I said. Da-da-da-da. He kept Ezra out there in the field. He kept him in the field. He was giving him game. He said, so set your house in order and reprove the people. So, okay, now reprove them. You still do that. You comfort such of them as be in trouble. So you remember the word heals. People forget that. The word heals. Right? And now renounce corruption like we doing. Like we doing every day. And people come at us for renouncing corruption. Talking about the alphabet community and all that is an abomination. That's corruption. Verse 14. We're going back to some of the Akims who were begging the Most High to take them out of her, or saying the Most High hate them and doing all that. Verse 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. It's the Most High called, bro, y'all weak. What you doing? Stop being weak. Don't know but woman want no man who crying all the time. Don't no righteous woman. How you gonna lead her and every day you crying? No. Gird up your loins. Stop being weak. That's the exact thing the Most High told the prophets. They will take me. I don't want to be here the most, man. Stop being weak. I ain't gonna put nothing more on you than what you could take. Quit being weak. Take it. How your children act when you first hit them with that belt 2 times? They start screaming, running, and they acting like you killed them. You like, man, sit down. I ain't even hit you that hard. I ain't even swing with all my might yet. Sit down. Right? Verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. Set them aside. The most heavy thought for people who dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts, he said, man, set that aside. That's weak. He called it weak earlier. He said, bro, that's weak. Set that aside. Right? And haste thee to flee from these times. Don't be asking me to take you out of these times. What's wrong with you? You want to be taken out? Okay, so you're not appreciative of everything I got for you? You're not appreciative of your house, your car, your apartment, your children, your family, your animals, your wife? You're not appreciative of that? You want to be taken out of here? You want to be weak? You want to cry? Okay. So no, I just don't want to be. Okay. Nah, that tells me you're not grateful and thankful for everything I've done for you. So what the scripture say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it away from you then. Ain't that what the Most High did to Solomon? Right? You know what? You didn't do everything I asked. Here's what I'm gonna rend the northern kingdom out of your hand. I'm not playing with you. What did he do with Saul and all them? Didn't I tell you to kill Amalek? You didn't? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Didn't I tell you don't mess with them witches and familiar spirits? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. You ain't grateful. I'm gonna take you and your sons then, since it ain't good enough for you. Right? Where do you think we get that from? You come home from work, it's dinner on the table. I don't want to eat this. What is this? What your wife gonna do? Oh, you don't want? Okay, I'm gonna pick the plate up. Everything. You don't eat nothing then. Okay, bet. Right? So I was covering a lot in this, but you understand, like for the men, it says we can't say we fear the Most High, but acting weak when things hit the fan. We can't say we fear the Most High, but our girlfriends and wives and ribs, I'm speaking worldly now, right, are taking care of you. What? We can't say we fear the Most High because all these are commandments when you're not providing for your own house. Now, they don't necessarily just mean money. No, because I ain't talking about that. But, bro, you the man, you the head. You can't be looking feeble and weak when things hit the fan because your woman is only going to be as strong as you. You got to lead her. Right? So, you know, with that being said, I ain't mean for it to go this long, but with that being said, There's another one. Matter of fact, let me get this one right here, this last one in Isaiah, and I'm gonna close out. Isaiah 26. I think it's 26 and 20, right? Right here during the end times. Come, my people. This is right when everything finna pop off. Enter thou into the chambers, right? So come, my people. In other words, go in your house, right? And shut your doors behind thee. Hide thyself. Let's pause, because a prudent man gonna foresee it evil and hide himself. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. So when all this stuff pop off, remember Psalms 91, when these missiles and bombs and nukes and stuff dropping, the Most High says, hey, go in your house, bro. Why? You should be prepared. So what the power off? You should have had a generator. And if it's not, did you get candles? You knew this was coming. Out of all people, what a parent come home and do? You gonna get on your child first. They have all their friends over acting a fool in the room. Cool. You gonna call your child out and say, why you let them bounce and jump all on top of them, whatever? The good furniture. Well, no, you know better. You know the rules. You know the law. You know this butt whooping. You know the prophecies. You have no excuse. I'm going to give them a little more grace than I give you, because you know better. That's why the scriptures say judgment going to start at the house of Israel, because you know better. You know better. You know all this stuff is coming. You know you got to take care of your home. You know you got to have food, water, shelter. You know your woman ain't supposed to be taking care of you. Right? So, anyway, with that, I could go on this forever. There's several more scriptures. So, anyway, with that, hopefully, brothers, few sisters have been edified. Shalom.